Folks, Elon Musk has officially declared nuclear war against Donald Trump. So just moments ago, Elon Musk posted the most insane statement about Donald Trump, officially ending their friendship and ending any chance the two of them had to settle this disagreement amicably. Elon Musk said, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." Now, this is clearly an escalation of the already public feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, but this statement takes it to nuclear, DEFCON 1 levels. The rest of this video was recorded before this tweet came out, but once it was done and I saw this tweet, I had to come back down here and add this context because it is critically important. The rest of the things I talk about in this video related to this feud are still accurate and still relevant, but this new development here has certainly taken a turn for the worse, and I have to admit, things are not looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, I am wearing my hat today to show my confidence, my support, and my solidarity with the MAGA movement, but I have to be honest, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated because the two biggest players in the MAGA movement, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, are publicly fighting with each other over the big, beautiful bill. When Donald Trump was on the campaign and he announced that Elon Musk would be working with him to cut government spending, to cut the waste, the corruption, to do what no politician had the guts to do, which was to attack the deep state in a real and meaningful way to help put America back on the path of fiscal responsibility and sustainability, I was elated. I know we all voted for Donald Trump for various reasons, from restoring the cultural order from the absolute madness the Democrats descended us into, to strengthening the border, to fixing the economy, to reviving American manufacturing. But for me, one of the key reasons I was excited to see Donald Trump become president was to cut government spending. I'm 28 and I'm about to have my first child, and the future of this country, the sustainability of the United States of America, is paramount to me. I'm a proud patriot who loves this country, who has succeeded because of the opportunities this country provides. I love everything we stand for. I love all the good that we do for the world. And I want my child to be able to experience growing up in the greatest nation ever. So making sure America doesn't go bankrupt and lose its position as the world superpower, which would allow China to swoop in and take that spot, is extremely important to me. So I completely understand Elon Musk's frustration that the big, beautiful bill does not cut government spending in a meaningful way. It doesn't codify any of the Doge cuts. I mean, Elon Musk got his dealerships firebombed by lunatic leftists, had his stock price fall through the floor, all because he was willing to put his neck on the line to actually make meaningful changes to the way our government operates. So in this video, we're gonna look at the Trump and Elon feud, see who's right, and more importantly, see what can be done to rectify this situation, because these two guys publicly fighting each other only hurts MAGA. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but let's take a look at the tweet that started this whole fiasco. So on June 3rd, Elon Musk out of nowhere posted on X, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Now, these are harsh words coming from somebody who was an integral part of the Trump administration, who was one of Trump's strongest allies, biggest supporters, and who took time away from running his companies to actually help America get back on the path of sustainability. Now, this post absolutely rocked the world. All of the media was talking about it. All of X was talking about it because it was such a public and clear opposition to the bill that Trump has been touting as big and beautiful. Elon follows up by saying, It will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Now, I'm not going to make this math class, but just to keep it short, this year, the United States will pay $1 trillion of interest on our debt. That is more than we spend on the military. That means half of the federal budget deficit, half of the $2 trillion of debt the United States government takes out every single year is paying the interest of our previous debt. That means the interest payment increases every year, which means every subsequent year we have to take out even more debt. Eventually and rapidly, this will create a situation in which the interest payment takes up more and more of the federal budget every single year. This will require us to take out even more debt to pay for existing services and the increasing debt payment. This creates a debt spiral where the eventual scenario will be we have to cut all spending. That means cut all Medicaid, all Medicare, all military spending, or they'll have to increase taxes to basically 100% on everybody, rich, poor, and in between. This means everybody's benefits will get cut. People will go homeless. People will starve. Not to mention, if everybody's money is taken in taxes, that doesn't create any economic activity. It will crush the country, it will end United States dominance, and it will allow China to easily, without a fight, slip in and become the world's superpower, imposing their communist totalitarian way of life on the entire world. Listen to Elon Musk talking about this in March of this year.
You know, country is no different from a person. If a country overspends and doesn't spend wisely, just like a person, a country will go bankrupt. So the reason I'm here is because I'm very worried about America going bankrupt due to the corruption and waste. And if we don't do something about it, the ship of America is going to sink. And we're all on that ship. You know, and this may be a message to, you know, people out there who have, you know, are wealthy, have a lot of means, or control companies. It's like, just remember, we're all on ship America here. Your company is not going to exist if the ship of America sinks. And we should do everything we possibly can to ensure that America is strong for far into the future.
Now, ever since Elon Musk made that post the other day, he has been on a tirade on X, publicly expressing his opposition to the bill, which has given Republicans in the House and the Senate cover to come out and do the same. He made this post yesterday that says, "Call your senator, call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill." Now, in light of all the public criticism from Elon Musk, Donald Trump was asked today what he thinks of all of this, and you can tell he feels betrayed. Take a listen.
But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Now, I can totally understand the shock and sense of betrayal from Donald Trump, seeing as one of his closest allies is publicly trying to sabotage his flagship piece of legislation. But I can also understand Elon's sense of betrayal that he took time away from his companies to actually come make a meaningful difference in government spending. And I really blame the Democrats here for being so against trying to fiscally clean up this country, trying to stop the waste and abuse and corruption happening. They protested at every turn. They called the man a Nazi. They firebombed his dealership, committed actual terrorism against the guy trying to clean up government fraud. Elon did not realize that there would be this much opposition against him trying to do an objectively good thing. I think he was blindsided by just how deep the rot in the deep state went and how hard they would fight back against his actions, inevitably making Doge, I hate to say it, a bit of a failure. He went from a $2 trillion goal to down to a couple $100 billion of cuts, which fine, some cuts are better than no cuts, but Elon feels as if he just got a giant middle finger from the Republicans, seeing as no cuts that Doge identified are actually in the big beautiful bill. Now, I'm no political strategist. Maybe they're trying to reserve these cuts for a future piece of legislation. I don't know. But I can at least understand Elon's frustration that he took the time, he took the public reputational hit, and all of his work seems to be at this point for nothing. So Elon responded to what Trump said in the Oval Office by saying, "False. This bill was never shown to me even once, and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it," completely contradicting what Donald Trump just said. He goes on to say, keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, but also cut all the crazy spending increases in the big ugly bill so that America doesn't go bankrupt. I truly believe Elon's intentions are pure here. He loves the country just like we all do, and he was under the impression that he was joining forces with the administration that had the guts and the public support to finally make some meaningful cuts in government bloat. Elon wants America to succeed because we are the best country on earth. We have the best values. We have the best people. We have the best governing structure. He wants us to win the AI race. He wants us to be the most technologically advanced. He wants us to be the country that sends people to Mars. He doesn't want to live in a world of Chinese supremacy. And we should all be thankful that the world's richest man, the world's smartest man, is on Team USA. And outright ignoring his efforts is not a good thing. Now, the thing that I have to criticize Elon Musk for is making this such a public spectacle. It doesn't look good for MAGA, and just thinking logically here, when you have two men with massive egos having a public spat, it makes it harder for each one to lower their weapons. And Elon knows this as he was one of Trump's closest allies. So the fact that he decided it had to be taken public means that there is something wrong with this bill here. Donald Trump's philosophy, or at least the Republican Congress's philosophy, is that we need to just grow our way out of this problem without making any meaningful cuts to go along with it. The problem with that strategy is you're hoping and praying that growth outpaces the debt instead of making sure the plan works by reducing spending. Elon's contention with that philosophy is cutting spending is significantly more important than hoping and praying for growth. We're in this $36 trillion debt situation now because that's been the philosophy. Let's just worry about growth. Let's go into debt to grow more. The problem is our debt is becoming so unsustainable that it's getting harder and more expensive for us to continue raising debt. If people interested in buying US treasuries are looking at our financial situation and saying it's getting a whole lot more risky, they're going to demand higher interest rates for US treasuries. That means that our debt becomes more expensive, which means that it's harder for growth to outpace it. Now, this is when Trump takes a little jab at Elon Musk, saying he would have won Pennsylvania without him. Take a look.
We've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up in campaign for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, feels sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him.
Now, Elon, obviously offended by this statement. He wanted to work with Donald Trump because he believed in the vision. He responds on X to that clip saying, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude." So Elon Musk just raised the temperature with those posts right there, and then goes on to quote tweet Donald Trump from 2013, criticizing the Republicans for not being more fiscally responsible. Donald Trump's tweet reads, "I cannot believe the Republicans are extending the debt ceiling. I am a Republican and I am embarrassed. And Elon Musk quote tweets it and says, wise words. And he does another one. Donald Trump says no member of Congress should be eligible for re-election if our country's budget is not balanced. Deficits not allowed. To which Elon Musk says, I couldn't agree more. So Elon Musk is basically saying, where did this energy go? Because it seems like Trump was happy to criticize government overspending when he wasn't in charge, but is now completely shifting his tone when he's the president. But I still also believe in Donald Trump's economic plan. His plan to increase growth is a good one. Cut taxes, reduce regulations, bring back American manufacturing, unleash American energy production. These are all sound policies that are already working so far. We just want to see the certainty of spending reductions to coincide with the potential economic growth. But it seems as if the Republican Congress has decided to go down the same route as every other administration of the past 20, 30 years, which is more debt today, we'll pay it off and worry about it later. And that would be a fine mindset to have, except for all of us and Elon are confused by, hey, Doge did all this work, uncovered all this fraud and abuse, and you guys aren't making these cuts. How are you appropriating funds for programs and departments which Elon Musk proved to be wasteful? And Speaker Johnson was also asked about Elon Musk's comments. Watch.
Elon Musk just said we need a brand new bill that doesn't grow the deficit. He was actually quote tweeting a video of you from the press conference this morning saying you tried to reach him last night. Do you have any response? He says we need a brand new bill that doesn't grow the deficit.
Elon, look, we don't have time for a brand new bill. And I want Elon and all my friends to recognize the complexity of what we've accomplished here. This extraordinary piece of legislation, a record number of savings, record tax cuts for the American people, and all the other benefits in it. We worked on the bill for almost 14 months. You can't go back to the drawing board, and we shouldn't. We have a great product to deliver here. So I know it's not perfect by some people's estimations, but you cannot make a perfect the enemy of the very, very, very good. We're proud of this product. The House Republicans are proud of it, and we're happy to go out and explain that to everybody. So I'll continue to try to reach Elon and tell him, extol the merits of our work here. I hope he'll understand this. Thank you.
Now, obviously, I haven't read the bill, and I'm not going to pretend as if I've seen every single page. But the general gist that I'm getting from it is making Trump's 2017 tax cuts permanent, adding no tax to tips, no tax to overtime, no tax to Social Security, are going to reduce government tax revenues, numerically speaking. But all this extra money in the pockets of Americans will supercharge economic growth, which will increase GDP. So that increase of GDP should result in more tax revenue collected through economic activity, not necessarily taking it out of people's pockets. But if our spending stays the same and immediate tax revenue goes down, that will increase the deficit. Now, it's fine to say it'll all work itself out in the future, and I probably believe that it will. But again, it just doesn't give us the certainty that we were looking for when Donald Trump announced Elon Musk as head of Doge. We thought significant cuts were going to be made immediately. So if cuts are made immediately and tax reduction is decreased immediately, well, then there isn't going to be an increase in the deficit. Maybe the deficit is even reduced slightly when you take into account tariff revenue. And then the eventual revenue increase through GDP growth will help really cut down on that deficit. Without that certainty of cost reduction, we're just shooting in the dark, hoping and praying. Let's hear Scott Jennings give his take on this feud.
I wasn't surprised because I had spoken to him about what was motivating his service in Washington a few weeks ago, and he told me he's here to try to make America not go bankrupt. I mean, this is on his mind. We have a $36 trillion debt, and it should be on all of our minds. So that's number one. Number two, I don't think that we're done with the bill yet. I mean, as you know, and as the reporting says, lots of changes are going to have to be made in the Senate to get it out of the Senate, and then those will have to be reconciled. The reconciliation will have to be reconciled with the House, and more changes still may come. I guess I want multiple things. I want the president to get his agenda, and the agenda, the core part of this, and the thing that is not negotiable is the extension and making permanent the tax cuts, investment in border security, energy deregulation, the biggest welfare reform in recent history. I mean, these are non-negotiable, I think, to the president because it's what he ran on. But the Republicans should listen here to Elon when it comes to the national debt. We have work to do on this. We have governing responsibility. And maybe it doesn't come in this bill, but the rescissions packages to come and our other work to come here, Getting a handle on a $36 trillion debt is not going to be easy, but it is necessary because this is not sustainable.
What he said at the end summarizes my opinion perfectly. It's not going to be easy, but it is necessary. For people like me who have a very vested interest in the future of America, I would rather take some pain today to know that my kids and my grandkids have a future, are able to grow up in the same wonderful country that I grew up in, that you guys grew up in. And let me be clear, my problem is not with Donald Trump. My problem is with congressional Republicans who have refused to do anything about these rogue activist judges who haven't codified any of Donald Trump's executive orders and who are now too afraid with midterms coming up in a year to make any meaningful cuts because they want to retain their seats. And I personally don't think Elon Musk's contention is with Donald Trump either. It's with Congress. I think everybody's frustration is that Congress is revealing themselves to be spineless, to be scared to do the politically unpopular but necessary thing. I truly hope this situation gets resolved because MAGA is stronger with Donald Trump and Elon Musk working together. These are powerful forces. And I see Donald Trump's point and I see Elon Musk's point. But if I have to give my objective opinion, I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards Elon Musk is right. We need meaningful spending cuts. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Who do you guys think is right, Trump or Elon? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.